Okay, hi everyone. So for the first video production, I'm going to be making churros with chocolate sauce. So we are going to make the choux paste or pate choux with 84 grams of unsalted butter. If the butter is cold, don't worry, cause we are going to be melting it after this. After that, all of the whey butter will go into a heavy bottom sauce pot, because we want to prevent burning or the butter to become brown. And add 1 cup of filtered water, and also add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and 1 teaspoon of salt. After that, bring the whole mixture to a boil or until the butter has fully melted and incorporated with all of the ingredients, that is the vanilla and the salt. While the butter mixture is slowly going to a boil, I will need to weigh about 140 grams of all-purpose flour, and once the butter mixture comes to a boil, add the weighed flour and start to mix vigorously until fully combined and no lumps of white flour to be seen. You need to keep in mind that I did not turn off the heat because I want to get rid of the raw flour taste inside the choux paste while it is cooking on top of the stove. Oh, before I forgot, add 20 grams of sugar into the butter mixture and whisk until fully combined and the sugar is fully dissolved. Please notice that if you want to make sure that your shoe paste is ready for the next stage, you can see that after you have done mixing it vigorously, you can see that the bottom and the sides of the pot is clean and there is little to no more residue of shoe paste stick on them. Now for the next stage of making the shoe paste, I need 3 eggs, 2 whole and 1 yolk only. This is because the eggs will be the foundation of our churros and will make the custard like texture inside of the churros. Okay, so now we are going to do the last step of making the shoe paste for our churros. That is mixing in the eggs inside of the shoe paste. Please bear in mind that your shoe paste needs to be warm and not piping hot, because if you add cold eggs to a piping hot dough, it will become scrambled eggs, and we are making churros, not scrambled eggs. And maybe you can see that when I add the eggs inside the shoe paste, instantly it splits. But don't worry, because you need to keep mixing it until it becomes a smooth dough or paste, like in the early stage of production, when we are making the shoe paste. After that you have settled mixing in the eggs, now it's time to pipe the churros. And if you are wondering where did I got the pink piping bag, I bought it at Mr. DIY. And the piping nozzle that I am using is an 865 large deep close started from Yen's Bakery. Okay, so before I start piping these churros, here's a tip. Where your churros is at the right consistency or not, that is when you fill the bag with the shoe paste and the paste is not oozing out of the bag when you start to compress the paste inside of the bag. Okay, here's another tip when making churros. Some people tend to directly pipe the shoe paste into the hot oil, resulting the final product to be not that straight and a little bit wobbly. Okay, so to prevent that from happening, I've chosen a step where I cut rectangular shapes of baking paper and line them in flour baking sheets and pipe the choux paste on top of the rectangular baking paper, so the churros will become straight when I'm going to fry them. Okay, before I'm going to fry these churros, I need to make the cinnamon sugar coating, and it is very simple. We need only two ingredients, that is 100 grams of caster sugar and 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. Mix them until fully incorporated and ready to use. Okay, the next step, I'm going to make two stations. The first station is a draining station to drain any excess oil from the churros after frying. And the second station is the cinnamon sugar coating station. Okay, bear in mind that we need to coat the churros in the sugar and cinnamon mixture while they are still piping hot. Because if we try to coat them when the churros are cold, the sugar and cinnamon mixture will not stick to the churros. Okay, so now we are going to fry the churros, and please be careful when doing this because oil will splatter to your hands and it will burn. Okay, the thing is you need to lay down the churros and make sure the bottom part of the baking paper is touching the oil, and the churros will slowly lay down into the oil and start frying. Okay, so now we are at the end or the crescendo of making these churros. That is making the chocolate sauce. And the chocolate sauce that I'm making is at the bitter side because I want to counterbalance the sweet churros with the bitter chocolate sauce. Okay, now we need a half cup of heavy whipping cream, 1.5 tablespoons of instant coffee, depending on how strong you want the coffee taste inside of your chocolate sauce, and 140 grams of bittersweet or dark chocolate. Okay, after mixing in the instant coffee with the heavy whipping cream, you need to heat up the heavy whipping cream until it is barely hot and not boiling hot, because if you start to boil the heavy whipping cream, it will scorch and it will not give a good result at the end.